Hello, everybody, and welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your host, Kyra, and this is Avery. This is my emotional support animal. Um, how y'all doing today? I hope everybody had a beautiful, wonderful day today. We're gonna do better today. I know last week we had a little issue, but this week we on point. So let's get this party started so we can get this party started. First up, Mr. Roshawn Davis.
Yo, what up? Sorry I've been gone. I know you guys miss me, but I've been gone.
Nobody
I heard
missed
this emotional animal. Knock it off. What is that? What's going on?
you.
What's
What's wrong with my emotional support animal?
what's going on?
Like, don't try to play Avery.
Avery. It look like
See,
your baby
see,
picture. It look like your baby picture.
what?
Nothing.
You said what?
It look like your baby picture.
Who wants to see Sean's baby pictures in real life?
I
I'm gonna be the one to show them.
was fly.
All I
I was
gotta
fly.
do is don't make me call my cousin Harold.
Like afro and everything. I was like little Michael Jackson. I was fly.
Like don't make me get them pictures.
Uh, but glad to be back.
Thank
I've
you,
been off.
Steph.
I've been off for 2 weeks, so glad to be back. I missed last week, but
Yeah,
it's a rebuild. We good. We got it.
sending slumming. What's going on, Tessa? Tessa loved our baby version. Thank you very much. Worked very hard on that. Um, thank
That was
you.
dope.
See, she
Appreciate you.
likes
That was dope.
she likes Avery. Tessa likes Avery because Avery gives me emotional support. Because y'all people scare me, so now I have to have an emotional support animal.
You only like it because it don't talk back.
You lucky it don't got fingers.
All right. Then we got a co-host.
Yes, we have. As I told y'all, when we pick a topic, and if it's a topic that one of the viewers, that we choose from one of the viewers, we will definitely ask the viewer to come on. So tonight's topic, intimacy beyond sex, is from Miss Kamisha Rogers Jones. So we're gonna bring her to the stage.
Good
Hello.
evening. Hello.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm well. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me tonight. And
You are
thank you for
very
Okay.
coming on the
Thank
topic.
you for coming on. We appreciate your presence.
Of course. Of course. I love you guys. Well, you anyway.
See, I was just about to say, introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Kamisha Rogers Jones, here from Patterson, New Jersey. Silk City, stand up. I'm a great friends with Roshawn and Kat. Her and I have built beginner friendship. I'm a huge fan of Candid Conversations. I try to come on as often as possible. The conversations are always very good, sometimes intense. But I'm looking forward to having this conversation because I do think intimacy is very something we don't usually talk about a lot. So I'm excited to see what we get into. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for participating. Um, I think we had a couple. I think we actually doing another one of your topics.
Oh,
Later.
really?
I believe
I
we are. I think so.
I did. I know I put in a few because I was on fire that day.
I could just imagine, especially after we be seeing Roshawn post.
Roshan is an instigator. He is a rage baiter.
How? What
A
I do
rage
now?
baiter. What don't you do, Roshan? You do it on purpose. It is your goal to get people riled up and upset and annoyed. And I'll be trying to tell people, like, that's not even him. Like, he doesn't even think like that. He's just trying to bait you. Don't do it.
I'm
Yes.
on a podcast. So what I do is put information out there to see what the public wants to talk about.
Don't blame it on the podcast.
Exactly. You are a rage baiter. And
I'm telling
you
you.
know what? Let me know. I'm sorry. Let me be specific. You are a women rage baiter because you like to get the women riled up.
Oh
Look at you.
God.
Look at your
Here
evil
we
smile.
go.
Look at your evil smile. I'm so glad to be here and not on my
That
phone
is
doing
a
this.
lie.
Yeah, I'll be on the phone like this. What he say? What? I'm so glad to be here and not here like this.
For the record, I deal with accountability on both sides.
You do.
I just get more pushback on one side. That's all.
You know what? One thing I didn't tell the audience is that I am a mental health professional. So I am grateful that I'm here today to speak with Roshawn, almost face to face, so we can really delve into some of the things that he's doing and give him context behind it. So I got y'all tonight. I got y'all.
Remember, you said it. I don't want to hear no excuses. You said it.
Tessa wants to know why she never see you drinking out the glass beautiful glass that I gave you on our anniversary show.
Because it's too small.
I had it engraved to everything. It is not. You shouldn't drink so much. It's a beer mug. It's a beer mug. How is it too small? It's supposed to fit beer. I don't know. It's kind of.
I ain't even drinking beer. I was trying to grab it, but I'll wait. Next show, you'll see it.
All right, now y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard it straight from the horse's mouth. So
if I remember.
You know what?
It was horrible. All right, everybody, let's get into this topic. Tonight's topic is intimacy beyond sex. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show a little video that's going to kind of explain what intimacy is, and then we're going to jump into the topic. All right.
Listen closely and take note. People think that intimacy is about sleeping together, but true intimacy goes far beyond the physical. It's about sharing your deepest fears, insecurities, and vulnerabilities with someone who embraces you without judgment, someone who holds your heart gently in their hands. Real intimacy is when you can open up your innermost thoughts, your pain, your past, and your trauma to another person, knowing that they will listen with empathy and understanding. It's when you can reveal the broken pieces of your soul and they respond with kindness and love. Intimacy is when you find a safe haven in someone's presence, a place where you can be your authentic self without fear of rejection. It's when you can stand in front of them, stripped of pretenses, and they reassure you with those magical words, "You're safe with me." So cherish those who offer you real intimacy, for they are the ones who will stand by your side through life's highs and lows, reminding you that.
All right, now. So that's basically the definition of what intimacy, I got my earbuds on, of what intimacy is. And so since this is Kamisha's topic, we are going to let Kamisha speak first.
Oh, thank you so much.
Here we go with the bull.
No, don't start, Roshawn. I believe that we are in a time where people are really they move off their emotions and their attractions. Everything is very rapid, and we go off our attraction. We're hot and heavy, something new. We get we get physical, and then as time goes by and we're starting to really get to know each other, we're realizing we don't like this person, we're not compatible. And I think if we really delve into getting to know each other, the more intimate part of a relationship, we can avoid a lot of this turmoil that we get from these bad relationships. So I just think we move too fast, and we're not really willing to do the work to really get to know someone before we get to the physical. I think I always say this to people when I think about sex. Sex is like the cherry on top when you get a ice cream sundae. You got, a banana split. You got the bananas, you got the ice cream, you got the toppings, you got the whipped cream, and then you get the cherry on top. And I think we don't want to go through all of the other stuff to before we get the cherry on top. And I just, I think it'll stop a lot of heartache if we do the intimate conversations, getting to know each other first before we get into sex. So yeah, that's why I thought this was a good topic to delve into and see how other people felt about it.
Okay. And I 100% agree with you on that.
Mhm.
I think that when people get into relationships, start relationships, you don't even know who you have in a relationship with.
Mhm.
It's like I met you, I owned you,
Uh-huh.
and now it's existing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
In the middle.
I
Nothing.
think like I can use myself for an example when, I have 3 children by my ex-husband. And I always say this, like, I didn't really know him. And I'm attached to this person forever.
Yeah.
And even, after we had our first child, we were young, so even in that, you're young, you're hot and heavy, and you don't really know what you're getting into until I was knee deep in it. And now I got a child and I'm trying to, make it work because I'm thinking, I got a kid with this man. We should try to be a family. And I just once, getting to know him and really getting to know his family, I'm like, if I had just had the conversations and, did all of that before, you just never know what the result would have been. And I think even at this later age that I'm in, I'm just like, that's just how I try to move. I'm, of course I see men and I'm like, oh, yeah. But then I'm like, you
Did you
just,
catch it?
you don't know, it's like you get the box of chocolate, you don't know what you're going to get. So it's like, I'd rather just talk, unwrap it first, and then do that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I think too that people forget to check in their relationships. You could know somebody and people grow, people
Yeah.
change, so it's like you got to continuously like check back in to see
Yeah.
where this person at, where you at,
Mhm.
and just have those conversations. And yeah, so Sean, what's your thoughts, Mr. Davis?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Whoa, hitting that ding.
Here we
All
go.
right. Yo, let's
Here we
get there.
now I'm stretching here. Before Roshan, let me add this one part because I think too, I know for me, right, and on a personal note, not for everyone, but being where I am spiritually and things like that. So some of that has a lot to do why I prefer not to get into a sexual relationship. My faith and my belief in Christ, and just that's part of why I've changed, the way I think. But that's not the only reason. But that is, so I will put that out there, that does have some of to do why I think this is the better option. But it's also with my experience because I haven't always been this spiritually grounded. So it's also my experiences as well.
I'm glad you put context to it because I didn't know exactly if it was intimacy beyond sex in a relationship, creating a relationship, or just of those things. The one thing that I would say is uh, building a foundation. right? Like nowadays, it's not like how we came up. Like remember, we came up in an age where there was no social media, right? So you had to call a house, moms or pops answer the phone. You go to the house, the brothers and the cousins was there. You had to meet the father and all those different things. So the foundation was a little bit different. Nowadays, it's just the inbox.
Yeah.
Right? It's just an inbox. Hey, what's up? What you doing? I think this, I think whatever. And then, a movement is started, which is, the journey between the two people. Plus, I would say on both sides, right? I think the access to sexuality is so broad nowadays. It's like, and it kind of like the women that's like extremely sexualized, it like clouds the other women that just want a good dude. You know what I mean? So now you just got everybody willy nilly because you're gonna have some jokers that they just thinking that one way because this is what they see, and now they coming at you sideways. You know what I mean? Because they think all women is that way when that's not the case. I mean, so like even when I speak to young men and we having conversations, like I tell Kyra all the time, like I'm in different men's groups, right? And you got some men that they feel away because of how a certain type of woman presents relationships and the visual. When it's like you can't brush them all with one stroke of a brush. That's not how this works. I mean, it's not even a thing of you got to get to know this woman. You just showing up in the inbox like, hey, what up? How you? Like that ain't even how you supposed to address a woman. Just proper etiquette alone.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think, I work with a lot of young people, and even hearing you say that, I feel like, our young men aren't getting that, right? They're not getting that type of conversation. Like, with women, you got to warm them up, right? But a lot of men, they lead with sex. Like, you meet a guy and you start texting or you calling, and what you wearing? What you got on? And it's like, wait, what? Like, send me a pic. No, let me see your whole body. You're like, what? And it's like, what are we doing here? You said you text me, hello, how you doing? I'm having a great day. Oh, send me a pic, a full body pic. You're like, oh my God. Like for me, I get turned off quick. I'm like, block. Block.
I get it because, and that's because some men don't know how to differentiate, between, the 2, the 3, or the 4, or the 5. You know what I mean? It's just a blanket conversation. Like this is how I'm coming. Now realizing proper etiquette, and that comes from the lack of mentorship from our behalf as far as men. I mean, that's why I try to take as much. I got a phone call yesterday in mentorship where a young man called me, just to have a conversation. I just was on the phone with my son for probably an hour and a half right before the podcast. He just wanted to talk, just wanted to kick it. He was at work. He got me in his ear. He was sitting there working, and we were just talking about life and etiquette and, journeys and paths and, just all types of things. And we don't get that a lot, between older men and younger men. I don't know what's going on with the generations, why it's so much of a divide with some, not all, because like I said, I get a lot of young men that, they just want to, have a conversation, sit down and kick it. And, they ask them questions and want to know this and want to know that. But there's a lot that feel they already know everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, some of that comes from what they see. When you got an abundance of, young women just showing themselves and giving themselves without any, anything, you know what I mean? Like, it's like.
But what do you mean by showing themselves? Because I know, Kat, you see Derek's comment in there. So Derek said, but when they present themselves like every other woman, but want to act different. Like, what does that mean?
This is true. Like,
what does that mean? What does that mean?
What's the
We all
context
know.
behind that?
We all know that men are visual beings,
Yeah.
right? I mean, so we know that if you taking pictures and all I'm seeing is you sexualizing yourself, who you think is going to show up? Who you think is going to show up for that?
But can I ask a question?
Yes.
Because being that men are very visual,
Yes.
and now I do know, some people, women, we're specifically talking about how women present, might, do a boob pic or whatever, right? So you can say, they want to show a little cleavage purposely,
Mhm.
take that picture, that position. But I don't think that's every woman, because men are so
Oh, of
visual.
course it's not.
It's
Of course it's
like,
not.
because you guys are so visual, it's almost like almost anything a woman, if I show, like Sunday when we were at the event, right?
Mhm.
I had my shorts on, right? And I was showing a lot of leg. I had on shorts. And I'm not being, I had on shorts. My legs were showing, right? But almost every guy that I encountered, that I knew, that's all they could talk about, was my legs, right? I didn't wear my shorts to get leg attention. I wore, it's summer. I'm gonna wear shorts,
No,
right?
and I think you were well put together. I think you would look very classy. I don't think that.
Yeah.
And let me say this: there's jerks everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that there's no jerks. Like there's no people that is just slime balls. Like, but at the same time, the same way that I can say that it's slime balls, there are women that sexualize themselves. And I'm not talking about, like, let's say you and you had your legs out and and it wasn't even shorts or anything like that. I don't see why somebody would, sexualize you like that, because I didn't look at it that way. But you have some that are very habitual in their postings. It's not a one picture thing. It's always sexual. It's like we know when you're in your bathroom and you're taking pictures in your panties. You know what I mean? That's not a picture of you saying, "Hey, you like how these pants?" No, that's not something for everybody's eyes. And if you think that way, then that's just how you are. Like I get it. It's that's your thing. It's just not my thing. It's not something that I would um approve of my sister or my cousin or my lady or a family member or anything like that, because that's way too that's and it goes back to that's more intimate.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
you're giving the most intimate parts of yourself without any foundation, who you think is going to show up?
No, I agree.
You're not. You ain't even allowing me to do the work. You're
I
giving it to
mean,
me. You're
no,
giving
I
it to
agree.
me for free.
I always say that I dated this guy one time, and I remember one time, like, I wore a red dress. People, I'm a college professor too, right? So I always talk about, the way we visualize things. People associate red, red lipstick, red shoes to sex, as sex, right? That's just the way we do it in the world.
It
And
pops. Yeah, that's the color that pops.
so
Yeah.
we connected sex to that, to red lipstick. If somebody wears red, I remember when I was going to the church, if somebody wore red nail polish or red lipstick, it was like, oh, she must have a Jezebel spirit. It's like, right, because she got a red lipstick. You're like, oh Lord, right? I can't
That's
wear red lips. Bad
what my
enough we
mother
got
used
our
to say.
lipstick, but she gonna wear red lipstick. Oh, we got to get the oil.
Yeah.
But
'Cause my mother used to say the same thing about the red.
yeah,
We get our nails
no,
done, don't have red fingernails, red toe, none of that.
right.
Nothing.
And I think, I always tell people, like, sexy to me is not my clothes, right? It's not what I wear. Sexy is an attitude. It's, the
Yeah.
way you carry yourself. Like, if a guy says to me, oh, you're sexy, he's not going to say I'm sexy because I wore a boob shirt, right? It's just,
I don't agree 100%, but I get where you're going.
yeah, because I know because you guys are visual,
Yes.
you know, you guys are looking at clothes, but when I say to women, and even I said to this guy, because I had read, he associated that for sexy. And then the next time we were going out, he was like, wear something sexy, wear that red dress again, or something red. And I was like, my clothes don't make me sexy. Like, I'm a woman. This is, part of my aura. Some of what I exude a little sexiness. I exude intelligence. I exude confidence. It's not an outfit, so it's like, I could be in a work clothes and in a suit and be sexy. It doesn't take boobs. It don't take me wearing a short dress. That confidence is not, in my clothes. It's part of my aura, my attitude, my character. That's for me.
I get it. I get it.
Sexy to me is not about what I'm wearing.
I get it. But the counter is the counter is.
I think too that's the difference between men and women. We see.
There we go. Right there.
Way different than what men see it as.
Yeah.
So
you keep saying you.
Intimacy.
Yeah. You keep saying you. Yeah. You keep saying you. You keep saying you. But the thing is, you have to understand how we are, not just you. But how we see things.
And I do. That's what I mean with the intimacy, because I feel like that's the disconnect for men and women. Because I think for most women, not all, we understand that, right? Because that's why you don't see every woman wearing a boob shirt, and because it's the way I carry myself. It's not about my clothes. So I think when we're talking about the intimacy, that's where the men got to get in. Because you guys are so visual. That's why I think the intimacy part is disconnected, because you guys are so visual. It's almost difficult to really get. I hear the young man. People say, "Oh, I want to be vulnerable around a woman," but you can't even get to that because you too busy. I'm right here. Talk to me here. You right here. This is where you look.
Your clothes. Your clothes accent all of that, right? Like you can wear something that's a size smaller and get a different reaction, right? We know that because now it's way more form fitting. Your cleavage is out a little more. Your shirt is a little further down. Like, we know that clothes will accent, that sexual, whatever, right? So clothes can come into play with how I view you, or how I see you, or how I feel about you. Clothes can do that. Is that the only thing? Of course not. Of course not. But my point is, don't give free intimacy, right? Those intimate moments, that intimate whatever, without having that man put the work in and at least be an item to you before, because you get people that, like I said, I see it all the time. I scroll on my page and I'm like, what the hell? Like, if that was my daughter, the first thing I'm doing is like, yo, take that down. You tripping.
Right. I agree.
But some people do it like they think it's normal. I mean, so now you get a bunch of, young dudes or men, who just think they're all like that. That's why I said, you got jerks all over the place. You know what I mean? It's jerks all over the place that they think all women is the same, which they're not.
And that's part of the issue. Look what Jackie wrote. Jackie Love wrote. This guy said, "You can't even talk to me because your voice turns me on."
I mean, maybe he thought that was endearing or that was flirtatious. I don't know. You gotta understand. You gotta.
Cat, that's an ick. Like, here, look, I'm like, that's an ick for me.
Hold up.
Like, I said that to me, I'm like, ew.
I said a minute ago we was in a conversation. I said it a minute ago. I was like, you got people that went to State County Tech, right? And they had an H-wing, right?
Yeah.
Oh God!
Once they graduated, they just went home. They just went home. right? They just went home. There was no more little buses. There was no more little buses. It was no more classes with like 3 people. Like, so those people are out here in the world. You got jerks that's out here in the world. You got, I mean, so they on Facebook too. They on Facebook too. Like, so, and they more aggressive than the good dudes. You know what I mean? So, and at the same time, we got to look at who we choosing as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Who we're entertaining.
Let me ask this. Where do you get to the point with men? Because you're, you know, as far as like men are concerned, how do women get to the point to have that conversation, to have those intimate, I need to get to know you type of conversations with the man without him being an asshole or saying slick stuff or being sexual about everything?
Okay, let me ask you this. How much research you think is done when somebody encounters that inbox? Because I see all the time. Like I remember saying something to a friend that I know, and it was like, okay, you keep asking about good dudes, right? You keep asking about where are the good men? And I was like, there's a lot of good men that's out here, and they see you. They see your posts. They see your conversations. They see when you like that comment about that nonsense. Like they see all of these things. They see all of these.
You told me stuff like this before, but
not just, and that's what I'm saying. Not just you, because I'm a friend and I see what's going on. So when somebody, let's say, is in their misandrous, you know, bag, right? And hopefully everybody know what misandry is. When they in that bag, when they talking down on men, or they bashing men, or they being disrespectful to men, whatever they doing, right? And you on that post like, yeah, girl, and liking this and liking that, when it's like you're painting men with one broad stroke of a brush, right? And you're just in there, that's right. They ain't nothing, they ain't this, that, and the third. These good men are watching this.
But they're talking about their experience. They're not saying every man. They don't.
Well, then don't say all men, the same way that you don't want us to say all women.
Yeah, I never say all men.
Now I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. You like, see, you keep internalizing this. That's not what I'm doing. I'm speaking. I'm speaking in general and semi.
Don't sexualize me. Don't.
But now I said to this person, these men see this. They see these conversations. They see these posts. I mean, so a lot of men, the same way that you said you got turned off by that, a lot of men get turned off by a lot of those women that's on those posts. How do I know? We talk about it.
When you told me that, I was like, you know what? That's a great insight.
They watching. I tell Kyra too that I'm in a bunch of men's groups, and I say to her, like, it's some stuff coming. The men feeling a certain way. Men is not going to be doing this. Some men is not going to be doing that because they feel a certain way. They don't feel respected. They don't feel, to whereas they're being, whatever they're given is not reciprocated.
Yeah,
back in respect.
Okay, but let me ask this question then. All right, so you saying men are looking, men are watching, and things like, because I know me.
Absolutely.
I know me, and I'm just a sarcastic person. Period. I'm gonna say something that's out of pocket automatically. So, how can you judge somebody or
not a judgment? It's not a judgment. It's not a judgment at all.
That is a judgment. Because if you going by, it is a judgment, because if you're going by something that I'm saying under a post,
right,
without even knowing me as a person, that's a judgment, because you don't want to talk to me because of something that I wrote, but you don't even know me.
Okay, I'll answer. When things are habitual, because we all know each other. Patterson's big, but Patterson's small. There's a 6 degrees of separation. If I may not know you, but somebody know you that know you that know you. I seen you on somebody else's post. I seen you at that party. I seen you at that club. I seen you at that jazz fest. I seen you at that music festival. So it ain't like I don't know you, right? Yeah. I don't see the post that you're on. I don't see the post that you create. I don't see the memes that you throw out. So it's a habitual thing. So I'm not judging you. It's just I don't want to deal with you. I don't even want to get to know you to even because maybe I see how you move. I see the circle that you in. I don't know. I can ask them. I'm not in the dating scene, but I talk to we have conversations. The men have conversations all the time. Every 2 weeks we go to lunch. A bunch of men. We all go to lunch.
And then what I said to you, because I feel again, when you are in these conversations with the same people,
different people,
right? But with y'all have the same mindset. You know, like y'all not. That's why I said to you, you know, when I be talking to you about doing singles events and stuff like that, let's merge the conversation because let's give more perspective. Because if you're in conversations with people that's going to continue to agree or go, yeah, man, because, man.
That's not what happens. That's not what happens.
We're not going to see growth. We're not going to see change. Because, you know, even with this conversation right here, it's like men and women are on two opposite sides. And if you're in men's group and you're saying that men, they're looking for nice women, they're, you know, there's some good guys out here that want a relationship, want intimacy beyond sex and all of those things. And then I'm telling you, I'm talking to women who want those things, but we can't seem to come together. Like I
think what Derek said is somewhat answering your question. At a certain point, you all start to look the same if you're not speaking down on that behavior or checking that behavior.
But the assumption is that we're not, and I told you that before too. Because if men, like you said, men are visual beings, we could say all men are sexualizing us, right? But we're not. We're not. So we know it's some men that's sexualizing us. And I told you this before. We're in conversations. We're holding each other accountable. We're saying those things to each other. So you can't say to us, we got to hold each other accountable. And then with the conversations
where
is that?
Where are you holding them accountable?
Because what you want me to go in on them on social media?
No. What from just going off of what Derek said, which I can somewhat agree with it. If you're on that post and you he, or you like it, or you liking comments on that post, and you're not having even a rebuttal on, not all men is like that. Maybe it's the men in your environment. Is, you know, there's a lot of great men out here, right? If you're not even giving any type of dialogue, right? The men are seeing this and they're like, so the accountability in the dark to men that's seeing an abundance of disrespect to men is not accountability at all.
I think sometimes
because we don't see it.
I think sometimes we shouldn't take social media so seriously. And I think that's why conversations should be. You know why I say that, Roshan? Because I'm gonna use you as a perfect example. Because even though I say you're a rage baiter, I know you.
Yes.
Okay? But a lot of the things you post is rage baiting.
It's just for information purposes.
Yeah, and some entertainment, and to get a rise because you know it is because all of that is not what you think.
I'm telling you.
But I know that's not all. What I'm saying is that everything
I get what you're saying.
I know you. I've known you for over 30 years, so I know a lot of what you're posting. You're not that guy.
No, of course. You know who I am.
A woman says to me, "Oh, I'm interested in Roshan," but I can say to them, "Don't listen to that. He's a clown. He's just playing around. Get to know him." Right. And I think that should be the same thing because social media, I tell people this all the time, in certain aspects, it's not a real place. It's not real.
Social media is for entertainment. This is how I say, and I'm only talking on me because, you know, this is how I personally feel about social media. I have said this shit 50 million times over. Social media is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know why people get on social media and feel like it is the golden grail, that this is what everything that everybody posts is the truth. And I don't know you from a can of paint. I'm not gonna go by something that you post and think is truth.
No.
I don't know you.
Get
Now,
to
if
know
I
me.
know you personally, that's something different. But
I
just
agree.
people, absolutely not. I don't believe nothing that nobody posts unless I know you personally.
I think
And I
that-
I
can
agree.
actually vouch and say this ain't like he don't mean nothing by that. She don't mean nothing by that because I have a personal relationship with this person. And I've had conversations with this person. So I you kind of know what somebody's mindset is at. But if I don't know you,
yes.
I
really
agree.
taking what
I've had many people say things to me about this guy right here.
I agree.
The post that he's posted.
And
And I've said to them, they like, and that's your boy. I'm like, that's my boy. Like, I promise you, he's not like that.
No.
We're gonna
No,
Thomas.
no. I got two.
We can use Thomas as an example. You know, I put
Let me.
the devil. But I know Thomas personally, so I know he's not. I know he's not a devil. He's just a sarcastic.
But he's a rage baiter too. Every week, all the time.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. And what I find funny, because I remember Kamisha saying something to me, you know, something like that, which I don't care about no stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at those people like they don't pay attention to detail, for one, right? Because just like on the show, those are not my ideas and my thoughts.
Here come the devil right now.
If I speak on if we're talking statistics,
I'm so glad you brought that up.
That's not mine. That's not me. We're just having a conversation about statistics. Now, I can have a conversation about statistics of men, and no men will have an issue. But I can have a conversation on statistics of women, and it's all of this outrage.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Which is not. Hold on. Let me finish my thought. It's not what I feel. A lot of it I don't even agree with. I don't even agree with it. It's just statistics. It's not mine. That's just numbers. And the one thing that I would like to say about, we say Facebook is not a real place. Facebook is a real place when there's real titties in my face.
But are they real? But are they real?
Get what I'm saying.
They're not even real. They AI.
But are they real?
They AI.
But
it's not even real titties anymore.
Get what I'm saying. You get an abundance. You get abundance of people.
I cannot.
You get an abundance of people. They're in their mirror. They're in their panties. They're in their bras. They and it's habitual. It's this post, and then 2 days later,
posting all these pictures.
We've seen it. You know, we've seen it. We're in the bed. We're in this. Like.
Okay, I want to say this about social media. If it is something on social media that you don't like, they have this thing where you can hide that person and you don't have to see no more of their posts.
Sure do it.
And you don't have to be bothered with seeing it no more. So if it's something that bothers you and you don't like it and you disagree,
that's not my issue. That's not my issue. I'm talking about. I'm talking about giving away intimacy without solidifying any real relationship. And then look for intimacy without sex when you sexualize yourself with intimate moments in public. It doesn't work that way.
That's the group we're talking about.
So
if we're having a I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Kamisha.
No, I was just saying, if we're talking about intimacy but beyond sex, we're not talking to those women. We're not talking to those women that's showing.
No. What I'm saying is, there's a group of men, right? There's a group of men that will, and I called them jerks a long time ago, right? There's a group of men that's gonna bulk all of y'all into one. They're gonna bulk all of y'all into one, and that's how they're gonna come. But what I also said to you was, some men don't gravitate to a lot of women because of the way that they see how you interact on social media.
Well, I think two things could be true. You know,
yeah.
I hear you, but again, I don't think we should take social media at face value.
How can we
Like,
not take it as
well,
at face
I'm gonna give
value
an
when we see
example.
what we
Like,
see?
yeah, but I think that some people like to have a good laugh. Some people like to, they like
I
to
think
give
it's
you some.
hilarious. I'll be having a ball.
Yeah, so that's why I think you got to have those conversations. And remember, I said that to you,
But that's
and
me.
we weren't talking about, because with me, we weren't talking about me bashing people. We were talking about other things. And I'm just like, but I just think that's why we got to have the conversations. Let's get
I
into
agree.
intimate detail and learn more about me. So
I
that you
agree.
can see beyond because remember, social media, I'm going to show you what I want to show you. If we get intimate and begin to get to know each other, you'll start seeing, you could peel these layers back and get to know me more in a deeper level. But social media, I am able to cut and paste however I want you to see me. But if we're going to really make a commitment to become more intimate and have conversations, and I'm comfortable with you, I'm going to start letting some of these barriers go. And I'm going to start showing you deeper of who I am beyond a couple of posts. That's nothing. I cut and paste that to look the way I want it to look. But when we're getting intimate, I'm no longer putting those filters on. I'm gonna be vulnerable and really show you me.
I get it, and I agree. It's just like you said, two things can be right at the same time. When you got an abundance of people who give intimacy without any true solidification of a relationship,
You mean
you're
sex?
gonna get a bunch of dudes that come a certain way. That's just the reality of it. That's just the reality of it.
That's the truth. That is the reality of it. You're gonna get the good ones, you're gonna get the bad ones. You just gotta learn which.
And the bad ones,
the bad
ones is more aggressive. The bad ones is more aggressive than the good dudes.
Because I don't even think that intimate moments and like intimacy, period, when you get to know some things just ain't for everybody.
Mm-mm.
Even with the social media stuff, everything is not for everybody. Like
Right.
for me personally, I don't believe in posting dudes that I date on my social media page. Why? Because it's none of your damn business. That's my personal business. You don't need to know who I date, what he look like, how tall he is, how he's nothing. There's nothing about anybody that you need to know.
But that's you. That's you. A lot of people like to share their moments. They like to celebrate their relationship. You got everybody's different. I get it.
See, but that's the thing. It's the thing of it is it real? Right. You don't know that.
To them it is.
Because
to them
people, to them they know that shit ain't real. Because
no, you can't. I see now. You judge it. Now you judge it.
Finish. Let me finish saying what I'm saying, and then you can say what you want to say.
All I'm saying is now you judging them.
I'm not judging nobody because I know people. I know people personally that sit there and they put all these, good, nice, cute moments on social media because they went out, they did this with their boo, whatever, hugged up, kissed up, whatever. But I know y'all fight out of 7 days a week. Y'all fight and argue 5 days out of those weeks. I know you personally. So it's
they Marcus and what you call it from Why Did I Get Married?
But it's just like Kamisha said. People show you what they choose to show you on social media. Don't make it. It doesn't mean that you're my relationship goal because I know you personally. Me arguing with a man 5 days a week is not my relationship goal.
That's some. That's some people.
Hold on.
I agree.
Can I chime in? Can I chime in here?
Go by
Can I chime in?
The deacon is here.
Oh,
thank
hey,
you for holding it down,
brother.
I appreciate.
Hello.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you holding it down.
Hi everybody. Hi Deacon. Everybody.
I got jumped by them two and her emotional animal over there.
Wow. Yeah, I know. Now, first of all, let's be real here.
First of all, don't come in hot. Don't come in hot, Derek.
I'm.
Be nice.
Derek, come in there. How does he want to come in?
First of all,
nice.
That is complete utter nonsense. Because if you go to a job interview, most jobs you go to, they will ask you to open up your social media and leave the room. You can't sit there and explain to them, oh, well, that's not the real me.
You see
The
what
fact of
Curia
the matter
wrote?
is, no, I didn't. The fact of the matter is, what you take in is what you're gonna put out. And when men see what you are allowing yourself, when men, I'm sorry, hold on, sir, no. When men see what you are putting, what you are taking in,
Hold up, he's
are,
cooking right now. He's cooking right now.
Is it?
when men automatically are seeing what you're taking in, you can say, "Oh, I just like to be up there for the conversation. I like to be up there for the debate." Blah blah blah. So that's telling men two things. Number one, they're not going to be able to get a word in. Number two, that you're already divisive and you're already going to be argumentative. So those are two things. They ain't got nothing to do with what you do on social media. It's just what you're going for, what you want to watch, what you want to be a part of. Tells me if I want to be a part of your life or not. So if I want to deal with a girl who's going to be arguing with me every 20 minutes, if I can't get a word through because I already see it through social media, then I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to want to be around. So to say someone seeing your social media is not a true indication of who you are as a person is utterly false.
That's not who I am as a person.
Yes,
When
it
you
is.
see on
You're
no, it is
argumentative,
not.
you're violent, and it
No,
all
it
comes
is
out
not.
on social media.
No, it is not. What you see, whatever you see on social media is not who I am as a person.
I think we have seen on numerous occasions that what people are posting on social media is not what is really the real. We have all seen it play out.
And can I say this?
Posting, and then you're like, wait, didn't they just post this? And now this is going on. People show you what they want. And I do, before you do it, I do agree, Derek, that, even with jobs, because I tell my young people this all the time as I'm preparing them and helping them with employment. Social media is key because a lot of jobs are looking at it. So you do have to be careful. So I do know people are watching. I know people are looking at me. So I know my Facebook is curated a certain way because I know I'm being watched.
But we also have to deal with the logic of, and I agree with you that yes, some people may post certain things and that's not who they are, right? But it is an abundance of people who post things and it's exactly who they are. Is exactly who they are. So you got to flip the coin. It's not a one-way conversation. And we're talking about where a lot of men get turned off by a lot. And I don't want to make this a thing of a debate. Mm-hmm. It's more of me informing you guys, informing you of how men view things. We look at that. Men look at that. They look at your photos. They look at your conversations. They look at where you've been. They look at all of these different things. And then you have somebody, then you have somebody to say, oh, why there's no good men? There's good men. They just don't want you.
I know men looking because you got these men, when you know they're looking at your post and looking at your page, because you'll get a alert of a like from a picture from 5 years ago. You're like, what the heck?
Yep.
This man been going through my page.
Exactly.
He done hit like by mistake. And you're like, he
on purpose. On purpose. He did that on purpose.
I'm like, this guy is going through my page.
He did it on purpose.
Going through the page. You're like, 5 years ago?
That's the fastest block you will ever get.
Now you know what's funny? Now you know what's funny? Hold up. Now you know what's funny? Hold up. You know what's funny? You remember I told you that some of the jerks is the most aggressive ones that'll jump in your inbox and like, hey, show me something. Like those guys. Sometimes those good guys who don't know how to approach you or don't know how to deal with this, that's how they do it. That's how they show you that they watching you or they checking you out. So and you block them.
Beyond that,
No, I'm just saying.
You think
Some
Okay,
guy.
because
so what I'm telling you is
down
that's
my
creepy.
profile for 5
No,
years ago.
what I'm telling you is
I'm
And
just
then
what
10
I'm
years
what I'm
old.
what I'm telling you is you have a lot of men out there, young and older, that don't know how to approach you.
So now
They
I'm
don't know
telling you,
what. So when they do start
don't do that because that's creepy.
Hold on, flag on the
looking a
play.
picture,
Flag on the play.
So
Because
5
everything.
years ago,
No,
by liking a
everything-
picture,
Flag on the
that
play.
means that
Everything's
they're-
creepy.
you have no because
Everything is creepy when you don't want the person. Because if that
no,
person,
I agree with that.
Derek. No,
if
that's
that
not
person,
true,
if
Derek.
that person was attracted to you, if you thought he was cute and he was in your, you like, oh, he all in my pictures. But then because you don't
I
like
agree.
him, because you're not interested in the
No,
guy,
that-
now it's creepy.
no,
Cut
that's
it
not
out.
true.
Come on, stop.
Well,
the
I mean,
nonsense.
that's your point of view, but as a woman, I'm telling you that's not true. And what I'm telling you is that
For
women
you.
don't like that. Yeah,
For
no,
you.
I talk to many women. Women don't like it. So my thing is this: you never talk to me, you never show me that you were interested. Next thing I know, you're going through my page, liking stuff from 2007,
He's
2011.
intrigued by you.
I hear you, but my thing is, no, I'm not flattered because I'm like, you're going through my page. You haven't said anything to me. I'm noticing these old likes, and there's nothing beyond that. So it's like, okay, so you just
Now,
want to.
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? You know what's funny? You probably can go to a post or something to where he probably said something corny to you or whatever, and you just probably did just blew him off or whatever. I mean, but what I'm saying to you is, I know a lot of guys that may do that, and they don't mean nothing creepy by it. They may just be admiring you. I don't know. They may just be.
Just send a message of admiration.
And let's be real here.
Some guys they're not the aggressive dude. They're the cornball.
Some people
They're the cornball.
Research. Some people just doing their research. Some
Thank
people
you, Tammy.
the same way you go to what are you talking about, Cammy? Here she goes. See, the womanhood comes strong. That doesn't even make sense. But
don't do that. Don't do my sister.
What are you talking about? That's why I said the womanhood
Don't do my sissy.
See?
Don't do it.
Here we go. Like I said,
don't you do that?
Like I said, he may be doing research. He may even want to know. He may be even just trying to see if you even worth him even trying to reach out to. Because one thing you will do, there's always going to be a common thread across everything you put up and everything you do. There's always a commman thread. You don't have, you never sit and look at somebody just at face value. Now, if you can sit down and go through a couple of years of posts of things, you can find out a person's partial or truest character, because there's always a common thread that connects in a lot of things. What you post tells me what you think, what you agree with, and what you're thinking about. If it's a bunch of sadness that you're posting, most times you're dealing with something sad or you're dealing with some depression. If it's a bunch of stuff that you're argumentative about or you're arguing about, it's most times because it's stuff that you agree with, and as Cammy said, it fits a certain agenda. So I'm going to make sure, if I want to say that women are gold diggers, I'm going to post a bunch of stuff that proves that women are gold diggers. What is that telling you after a couple of years of you seeing me post that? That I really think that about women. So if somebody is going through your page, looking at stuff, they're really doing research. Some of them are really doing research to say, you know what? Before I open up this can of worms,
who is this?
Let me make sure it's can of worms and not dog food.
Well, like I said, with my page is curated a certain way. My page is only my family and my activism. So you're only going to get 2 pieces of me. There's so much more. So if that's all you're looking at, you're just going to know I got kids and close to my sister, and that, I'm adamant about people being.
Well, we're speaking in general. We're speaking in general, not just you. We're speaking in general, not just you.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that.
What does that tell a man?
That's only a small piece.
But that's not a small piece, because your family is a big piece. Y'all are very family oriented.
Yeah, what I'm saying, I hear you, but that's not it though. That my family is a big part of my life, but that's not everything. That's not it's more to me.
Family,
you know family, this. There's more to me than just that.
Right. Your family, your and your God. That's a big three right there. That's what comes through your post on social media. Yeah, that's a big three. That's a
okay.
Big
So let me. I'm just, and this is just hypothetically speaking. All right, you going through somebody's page, and as you said, Kamisha got the big three, and then you say, "Oh, okay, she's somebody I would like to talk to, whatever." Then you get to talking to her. She got a nasty attitude. She toxic as hell. Da 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 da.
Which is true.
Well, for your research, because you researched it through her Facebook.
Which is true.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm not going to respond. You're trying to provoke me.
No, I'm not.
They are looking at their Facebook page.
No.
But what I hold up, Derek. What I would say to that, Kyra, and from what Kamisha was, what Kamisha was saying is more to you. It's more to you. It's more to you. Yeah, but hold up. In order for me to get to that point, for me to know that it's more to you, we have to get to that, right? We have to get to that. It's the research, like he's saying, and then it's the introduction. Then we will get to all of that. Now, not just let me me move you out of the way. Now, if you got, like I said.
Don't push me. Just
sorry. Saw that. Now, if you got, like he said, if it's habitual of you constantly bashing men or talking down on men, or you got sexualized pictures, your boobies is always out, you're always at the club. I see more pictures of you in the club than of you with your kids. You know, all of those different things.
Maybe I don't post.
We ain't never gonna get to the point of who you really are, because I'm not going to want to deal with you.
You're never going to get to the point of who I really am because you're too busy looking at my Facebook instead of just coming to me and talking to me as a person.
Come on, Kara.
Like you said, it's habitual. And then if this is what you're showing,
but if you actually have an actual conversation with me,
come on, Kara, come on.
You decide that this ain't the type of person, like this ain't for me, then you most definitely go ahead and go on about your business. But you sitting up here talking about my Facebook, I don't want to talk to you anyway. Because if you're judging me and you don't want to talk to me, you want to speak to me because of something on my Facebook page, then you know what, you ain't the person for me. Because I wouldn't do that if I see somebody and I want to talk to somebody, regardless of what they post on their page, I'm going to have a conversation with you because I'm going to get to know you.
Exactly.
For men, y'all do the opposite.
If you have a long line,
I'm sorry, y'all research on Facebook and then you decide whether or not you want to be bothered with somebody.
If you got a long line of history of something, that don't matter. That don't matter if you got a history, if it's historic.
So even if I do have a history of stuff, you still can't come to me and try to and understand why I think the way I think.
I'm not gonna want you.
And that's a choice. But
and then who I was 2011.
It's the same as that job. You ain't gonna get that job.
If you don't have the context behind it.
Yeah, Derek.
Now you're Pokemon. Okay, so
what Pokemon?
No,
Kamisha, because she evolved. She's a Pokemon. So, I was watching, those shorts on YouTube, right? And there's 15 million versions now of Pop the Balloon, right?
Yeah.
So one of the Pop the Balloons, a young lady was dressed provocatively, but she was up there talking about, she's looking for a man that loves God. Her spiritual walk is so important and all the rest of the stuff, right? The man, Tom is crazy. The man pops the balloon. So the lady comes over and asks the man, Well, what made you pop the balloon? He tells her from the jump. He said, "You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You are a beautiful specimen of a woman." And she was. But he says, but the person that you're representing right now is going to pull out of me a certain version of me that I don't need. That is not going to do that's not going to do anything well or good for you.
Yeah.
And that was so powerful. And people
Pastor
don't
preached that
understand.
last week.
People don't understand that. Like
Yeah,
what you put out
Yeah.
brings out of certain versions of certain people, and then you're sitting there trying to act like you're the victim of this. When what you have put out there has pulled something out of somebody else. So
That's
we have to stop. We have to be when we come to stuff, we have to come into situations as our best representative.
I agree.
When I'm our best
You
representative,
agreeing with everybody.
Well, because 2 things could be true, 3 things could be true, 4 things could be true. I'm seeing, even though you like to portray like everything me and Kira do is just women, when right is right, I'm gonna go with it. And I agree with Derek on that. That is true. And look, when me and you talked, and you said to me, you know, when we were talking, you know, I'm not gonna get in depth into the conversation because that was a really vulnerable conversation that I was having with you. And you said this, you know, people are looking, you know, but what are they seeing? You know, and it was it wasn't a lot of what we're saying, but you know what so I know I try to be very self-aware. I do know people watch me. I do know I have influence. So I know there's certain things that I even though it might be okay to do, I probably shouldn't do it. You know, and I don't want to do it because
Now, I'm sorry. Okay,
no, I'm just saying, you know, so what Derek is saying, I agree with that, you know, but my thing is, you know, Derek, on the flip side of that, because, you know, get the topic, I'm not every woman, even though I love the song, I'm not every woman.
It's not all of you.
When men come to me, I don't want them coming to me like I'm they're on their algorithm, the things that they're seeing, the sexualizing, and so excuse me if I get offended, because I'm not that woman.
It's always about men sexualizing women. What about women who sexualize themselves and then want to turn? Because
but Derek, I hear you, but I'm telling you, see, you guys do that a lot. You deflect a lot because I'm specific. You are, because I know there's women out there. But and I think this speaks to what Kira was saying. I know there's women out there that sexualize.
I'm talking about Kamisha, who just said 20 minutes ago when I was in the car, who talked about sexy is her, and she exudes sexiness sometimes.
No,
right?
I didn't. But so I'm talking about. See, so my thing is this: is sexy a crime? Like, is that something bad?
No.
So let me finish. So my thing is, when I'm talking about clothing, like I said, I don't have to give you a visual for you to look at me. At the core of it, I want you to see confidence in me, that I'm confident. I want you to see that I'm intelligent. I'm a woman. So I don't know about for men. I want to speak to as a woman. I want to be desirable too. So I do want them to see some sexiness in me. I'm not putting myself out there for sex. I think that's something else. I'm not putting out sex. So that's different. And I'm not out here. I'm not selling sex. And that's something else.
You're selling the Lord. Hopefully you're selling Jesus. Or hopefully you're inviting them to prayer meetings. And
I agree with you.
Basically, what I feel Kamisha is saying is that sexy doesn't mean sex. Just because
I will say
certain way doesn't
mean it can toggle. It can toggle.
Well, because I want you to desire me. I want you to want me. But what I'm saying to you is, I want you to want me beyond sex. This is what we're talking about. So, of course, I want a man that's interested in me to be attracted to me. That don't mean you got to try to sleep with me because you think I'm sexy, or you think you like the way I talk, or you like the way I sing. So everything I do is like, oh, girl, you turning me on. I'm turning you on.
Wait, hold on.
But I did was say good morning.
All right. So here's the thing. And I said this last week, and I constantly say this. We have we have desensitized sex. So when I said this, I said when this topic came up, I constantly said there is no such thing as intimacy beyond sex, because in the original creation of things, sex is the ultimate form of intimacy. But we have desensitized sex to the point now where you're trying to everything else can go be beyond it.
When you say in the original form, you're going biblical.
Biblical, the original form.
We know that's not true.
The biblical, the most important form, the most extreme, or the most advanced form of intimacy is sex. The two coming together as one.
But that's
why you can't even, in the Bible, you can't even be considered married unless you have consummated the wedding vows.
But if you're gonna bring the Bible in, then you gotta go deep. Because intimacy before even Eve, we're talking about the relationship even that Adam had with God. It's the getting to know, it's the character, it's all of those things. And then from the catalyst was Adam and Eve coming together. But the true way to get to know, to really be intimate, is getting to know.
Right.
Getting to know me. Being in communion with me.
I can't become one.
You will after you get to know me.
But that's the point I'm trying to get you to understand. Sex is the ultimate form of intimacy. It's the last stage. It's the
cherry on top.
It's the final ball.
Yes.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But before we get to the cherry, let's get to the other stuff.
But this is what I'm saying. When you say intimacy beyond sex, when there's no beyond sex, but today's society, we have desensitized sex and moved sex to the front of the line.
Yeah. Yes. We
have. Now, I'm. If I can chime in,
because let me say this, because people get it mixed up. I don't understand the meaning.
What they get mixed up about?
Intimacy means sex, and it's not.
I don't. I think that
people get mixed up.
No.
Sex and intimacy are the same thing, and they're not.
I think you're speaking of intimacy, right? I think you're speaking of intimacy. I think what Derek is saying is 100% spot on, as far as basically sex is nothing now. It's like I said, I can open my Facebook right now and it's just sex all over the place. And Instagram, it's sex all over the place. So now you got a generation or an environment of men that it's just so easy that it's not even a thing no more.
That's the topic.
But at the same time, you want to weed out those guys when the environment is just all about sex. And it ain't the guys, it's the women.
It's both.
No, we ain't. It's a reason why women supermodels get paid millions and men supermodels get paid pennies, because you make more as a woman, because women, it's more visited, it's more viewed, it's more seen. It's not the same as men. I mean, so we can't even compare the two. It's not even a comparison. I mean, when it comes to sexualization of the two genders, it's like this and like this. It's not even close.
Not what I'm saying.
So men are up here.
Not what I'm saying.
No, meaning the business. Meaning the business.
Shirts off and these.
Yeah, because I don't know what you're talking about, because that's your algorithm. You can't speak from a woman's perspective, because the way your algorithm goes, it's gonna go towards your interests.
So are you telling me?
I can tell you that on my page, there's not women with boobs.
Okay, now let me.
I can tell you that I see them alphas and whatever that what you care,
Okay. I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
The ones that shape like this.
Stop shaking.
I'm speaking globally. Not just on your page. Are you sitting here telling me that the business of the sexualization of women and the sexualization of men is equal?
No,
At this point in time, I think
no,
so.
absolutely.
You can look at OnlyFans. You can look at OnlyFans and see that. You can look at Pornhub and see that. You can look at.
I don't know.
No,
What are those things? I don't know.
I'm just explaining this to you. I'm just explaining
What are
this
you
to you.
talking about? I don't.
The same way. Like I said.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Like I said, female runway models it's way more than men runway models. They get the pay is two totally different spectrums of the world. OnlyFans, you got multimillionaires overnight. Okay, I'm not saying you do. I'm just giving you. I'm just giving you. Okay, I'm just giving you.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just giving you context.
Knocking at the door.
When it comes to the sexualization of the two, it's totally lopsided.
Right. Absolutely.
It's totally lopsided.
Well,
So
I definitely agree. Women are definitely sexualized more than men, which is why we as women who don't want to be sexualized have to deal with men when they're trying to talk to you, sexualizing you. It's like, whoa, hold up, bro. I just said good morning. And you're like, let me see what you're wearing. You in the bed? Give me take a picture. You're like, what are we doing? No.
Well, that goes back to what Derek said.
Dwayne Tank Phillips says sexy isn't just about looks.
Yeah,
of course it's not.
For the bedroom, it's about the energy you bring, the way you carry yourself, and how you make people feel.
Yeah,
and not because that's my brother-in-law, but he just summarized what I said 30 minutes ago.
Right. I'm going to agree with what Roshawn said 30 minutes ago, right?
Of course.
Listen before you go to a course.
What you got?
When you got you use or you talk about a group of non-men or boys who are faking to be men rather than men who have come along. A man comes along and he sees. That's why you see men who says something different about her. That's why I wanted to talk to her, because there was something different about her. She's not like the other girls that I see out other places. Those are men. Some men can see. A man who is searching will find what he's looking for in a room full of strangers. If I walk into a room and I'm looking for a woman of integrity, a woman of dignity, I can find that in a room full of strangers. Why? Because my eyes are keen to what I'm looking for. Now, if you got 15 men who come to you to ask you to send you pictures, get out of that room and go to a room of a bunch of other strangers, because all those men are not looking for what you're trying to give off. They don't care about what you're offering. The word tells us about casting out pearls amongst swine. They don't care nothing about what you're offering. Nothing about what you're offering. They don't care nothing about what you got. They don't care about none of that. What they care about is what they want. But when you come across a man who knows what he wants, knows what he's interested in, he's going to come at you with a whole different style. He's going to come at you with a whole different conversation. And that conversation is going to be something that is going to be what sets him apart from all the knuckleheads who are talking about what you wearing today, what you wearing tonight. Send me a picture. Let me see your feet. Let me see your.
Lord help me, Jesus.
Whatever else they say, that's what you're going to get.
And along with that, yes, I agree. Being sexy is more than just your clothes and your body. It's the way you move, it's the way you talk, it's the way you present yourself. It may be the way that you do your hair, the way that you your mannerisms. It's all of those different things. Mm-hmm. But when you got a bunch of ass and titties all over the place,
so
right?
Change your algorithm.
It's not just mine. Like
your algorithm to the things you want.
We can't blame it on algorithms and like it's that bulletin board when I'm driving down in New York. I'm driving down 42nd Street and there's just sexual stuff all over. It's not just website. It's all over the place. Like Halle Berry finally got an Academy Award by getting slammed by Billy Bob Thornton in Monsters Ball. She did great movies before that. Like, so sex is all over the place. Sex sells. It's all over the place. So it's not just if somebody looks at that or somebody looks at that and now they're sending you different things. You can walk outside and you can see the illest things on a billboard.
And with
You know
all
what I
that
mean?
said,
My point is,
Okay, Jackie
we got.
Jackie Love is saying,
Hold up, let me finish my thought. Then you can read.
Sean, go ahead.
Let me finish my thought. Then you can. So once we get more class, that shuts down the nonsense. The same as, like I said, I can mentor, I can deal with, I can be on certain posts, and I tell guys like, "Yo, knock it off. Like that ain't what it is. Like not all women. Like I'm good for saying that. That's not. It's a couple guys that I always see. They're always, oh, women need to say, and I'm like, not all women. That maybe that's just the women that you deal with. I'll shut it down.
Follow me to those posts because I rarely see you do that. So when you make
it ain't in your algorithm. It ain't in your algorithm.
Can you add me so I can see you doing it?
Maybe you ain't friends with that person, but I'll shut it down. I'll shut it down. I'll have conversations with people on the outside of it. But the sexualization of women is big business in America, period.
This has been since the beginning of time. We know
Now
that.
you have more class. You have more class along. You have more class coming up in the 60s, 70s, 80s. It was more class. Like Claire Huxtable was the symbol of black women at a certain time. The black women in the 80s and 80s sitcoms did not look like what we see now.
Yeah, because now we don't have sitcoms. We got Housewives and we got Love and
who do they cater to? Who do they cater to? Women or men?
Not me.
No.
Do they cater to women or men?
Listen, it's not even about the catering anymore. It's about the big piece is
because men watch it too.
They sure do.
What y'all doing? We ain't gonna, I'm about to log off because y'all do this nonsense when y'all know the majority of people that watch that Housewives and Real Lives of this is the majority is 90% women. Y'all know it.
I can't say that.
Listen, and then we can go to what Jackie wrote. I doubt Jackie is proving a point. What she wrote proves a point of what I was talking about.
I was trying to read it.
Yeah,
I was in the middle of my statement. I can't finish my statement.
Right.
You did.
Kyra was mad disrespectful, Sean. She was mad disrespectful.
No. You need to hug that little Teletubby that she got.
When Roshan said, exactly. When Roshan said, let me make my point, she pulled the comment back and let him make his point.
Look, but she was cutting me off. You need to hug that little Teletubby and be quiet.
Okay, it's not a Teletubby. Let's get that. Let's get that. Talk about my emotional support. Pat.
Don't talk about her Pokemon.
Don't let them provoke you, Kara. Don't do it. Don't let them pull you.
Gotta catch them all.
Jackie Love said, I was dating this guy. We went on walks in the park, sat in the car, restaurants for hours, connecting and getting to know him. The more we did that, the closer it felt. His vulnerability was a form of intimacy. I was becoming sexually and intimately attracted to him. The way the trust and safety was building over time made me want to ride his pony.
What?
She said what she said.
Right. But it proves what I say about what I say about intimacy.
She said
what she said. She said what she said. Say what she said.
What she said.
But understanding all of those other forms of intimacy. She said the feeling, the trust, the conversations, getting to know each other began to make her feel or make her more sexually and intimately attracted to this person. And the end result is because she felt closer to him after all that other stuff, then sex became a playable position. Now I want to ride his pony. Pause. Right? There's not supposed to be, when we look at intimacy, we're not sitting here saying beyond sex, because sex is the final stage. Sex is supposed to be the final stage. What we need to do is get back to the way things used to be and take sex from the front of the cart and put it on back in the trunk and say, okay, you got to get through all this other stuff before you get here.
Derek, nowadays they sending you pictures in your inbox without even having a full conversation or getting to know you.
Right.
They jumping in your inbox with booby pictures like, whoa, hold up. This is all about.
And
Like, so
you're right, and that's the point I was making, because now back in the sexuality, sex has been overused since the beginning of the time, right?
who
But
know
now
that? Who's gonna say it ain't them?
the difference now is women are at the helm of it.
Who
Women know
know that?
what they got. Women know how to use it to get what they want, and they're using it, and they're putting foots on people's necks and getting it. I talk about it regularly. I have a friend who literally made 6 figures in a quarter showing pictures of her feet. She knows
I
women.
think that's a different conversation. 'Cause
No,
I
but
think,
I'm saying
yeah,
the sexuality of women now is now at the hands of
yeah,
women.
a
It's
lot of it is
You
fueled by women owning their sexuality, which
right,
wasn't a
right.
thing. So I think
can
that's another conversation.
name
That's a
it what
whole
you
nother
want.
topic.
You can name it what you want, but basically what he's saying is sex is so easy now that you ain't got to do what you're asking for a man to, what you want a man to do. They're
So then,
offering, they're
so then,
offering it like with ease. Like, here, is it like you don't even have to do it. You don't even have to
so
work
then
for
get
it
out.
anymore.
Then get out of the
You just pay
inbox
for it.
of
You just pay for it.
women who are not presenting that, and go to those women. Don't bring that to the women who want intimacy. Don't
That's what
bring that
Derek said. That's
nonsense
what
to
Derek
them.
said a long time ago.
Then
Derek
stay
said that a
in
long
those
time ago.
inboxes with those women. Don't bring those things to the women that
Brother.
want more. Don't,
Then
don't,
that,
don't come
that's
to us with that.
that's what Derek was explaining.
Keep
If you
that
ain't
I
over
shutting it
here
down,
with
I,
the
I think that
OnlyFans
we
and the
hey, let me
Pornhub.
say it. Let me say it. That's what Derek was saying. If you ain't shutting it down or doing something different, there's no way for him to know the difference. How do we
Right.
know too
Yeah,
ain't to
but
say?
I think that's is. I'm speaking from a woman that's different.
You
So
speaking
what
for
I'm
you.
saying is, no, but
you can
I know,
still
Derek.
shut
It's
it down. That doesn't
yeah.
mean you can shut it down, and that still don't mean he's not gonna know. He's not gonna know the difference. He's just not gonna care, and he's just gonna go on to the next person who's gonna give him
Yeah.
what he wants.
No. If a
But
man, if a
hey,
man is seeing misandry type post, and they see you shutting it down, respecting men, they're gonna look at you different.
Roshan, I think that
I'm telling you from a man's perspective, from men's groups. If they
okay,
see
I hear
you,
you.
hold up, let me say it. If they see you shutting it down, if they see you speaking up for men, if they see you advocating for men, they're gonna look at you different.
I hear you, but we're beyond that. I don't, because we're not talking about that. Even that's a different convo. We're specifically saying that you got men that are bringing their OnlyFans mentality to women that don't. That's not their MO.
Because
And
they
you're
can't tell
bringing,
the
and they're no, but see, no, that's not what I'm. That's not the caliber of women. You're trying to bring that crap to women that are showing you that's not what they do. But because you trying to bring that OnlyFans crap to those type of women, and women are like, no, like, and that's why you hear these conversations about intimacy, because these OnlyFans type thinking men are bringing sex to women who want to lead with intimacy, and we're like, no, don't do. Why are you bringing that? Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you asking me for things like that? Because you're trying to bring that crap over here.
well,
No,
speak
stay
on
over
it.
with the OnlyFans, and
Take
they're
that
not.
public.
some
Take that
people,
public. Speak on it,
but
because right now it's poison in the water, sweetie. It's
but
poison in the water, and that's what
some
the
people
men
don't
see.
know how to talk to you any other way. They haven't. They only have experience. If I meet 50 women, and all 50 women, this moment I speak to them, the first thing they ask me is, "Hey, can you pay for my phone bill?" When I get to number 51, what is my expectation? It's going to
And
be,
you ain't
you want me
speaking
to pay
against
for your
it.
phone bill. That's the whole point. Like when
Well,
it's,
Sean, you're doing two different things. Stop it.
hold
I'm
on, no,
not. We're
I
talking
don't.
about the same thing.
I'm saying they don't understand how to come for you. And a lot of times when you shut them down, they'll keep it moving to the next person that understands their language. Now, a man, like I said earlier, a man who is looking for a woman of integrity, he's not going to come to you and say and talk to you like that. He's going to talk to you the way for exactly what he's looking for. You know what a man is looking for. You know what a woman is looking for by the words that come out of their mouths.
but I hear you, and I hear you, but that they need to learn better, because you can't. I'm not the OnlyFans girl, so
Right.
don't come to me with OnlyFans conversation.
Right. And I'm not. And I'm
So
not. And I'm
my
not.
thing
Hold on.
is,
And I'm not
and then don't
defeating
get
that.
mad when I say, like me and Kira said, and your blog, because I hear Derek say they don't know how, and I'm saying that's not my problem. Because
Okay.
now I'm offended by the way you're approaching me. Because, and I said this to you before,
As you
Rashawn, and
should.
I said this to you, Derek. I'm
Right.
like,
As you should be.
I had one time look at myself like, wait, what are they seeing? Am I giving off this aura? And I'm like, I know I'm not. I'm not exuding sex. So why are you bringing that to me?
Because you got your thigh meat out with all the baby oil on it. That's why.
Baby oil on.
I
Got
do
the thigh meat
believe
out with all the baby oil.
that we have had this
Thank you.
conversation multiple times about
Yes, we have.
all of this. We have had this conversation multiple times. And at the end of the day, this is the only thing I always come out of it with, is that it, to me, the way a man approaches you, if you don't like it, then you have one or two choices. You can entertain the conversation or you can walk away from it. Because as a man, this is how I feel. As a man, period, you should never approach a woman disrespectfully.
Right.
That's just, to me, common sense. Because you approach a woman the same way you would want a man to approach your mother, your sister, or your daughter. That's the same way you approach me.
But
Can't
get it.
approach you in a respectful manner, then that the conversation is dead and gone.
It's done,
There
and
is
I'm
nothing
block you.
left to
And I'm
talk
a block
about. I don't want to get to know you just by the way you approach me.
you.
Now,
And I
and
don't care, and I could care less how I'm dressed. Don't
Yeah.
approach me in a disrespectful manner.
And that's the other part,
know what's
because
funny to me,
just
though?
because I got on my short shorts with my well-oiled legs does not mean you get to come over there and talk about something. Let me lick those chocolate. What?
What? Hold on. Who said that? You call me later.
What?
Boy, I'll be at the park so quick. Don't be talking to my god sister like that. What's wrong with
What?
you?
Let you lick the chocolate? What? First of all, I'm not chocolate. I'm not a candy bar.
Listen.
Whatever, real short. I'm just saying.
That sounds like some OnlyFans stuff.
Right.
You
To me,
would
it's-
know.
To me, it's
You
just
would
about
know.
it's just about let's be respectful of each other.
Right.
The same way I'm not gonna approach you in a disrespectful manner, I don't expect no man to approach me in a disrespectful manner.
But here's
And
the
then when
crazy
you
thing.
do,
I agree, but when society, it right now is just a big.
That's an excuse to be bad.
I do understand that all
I
comedy
don't
is
agree.
with
Hold up. Hold up. I don't agree with it, but I understand reality.
Carla.
We hear a lot of conversations about protecting women, right? Protecting our sisters, protecting the black woman. At some point, when are we going to hear some of our sisters say protect the black man?
We've been doing that all our
Well,
life.
hold on.
That's
All right.
another
No, you haven't,
Yeah.
because welfare alone tells us you haven't protected. That's why
But
we was out
we've
on the
had
street.
that
Why y'all
conversation
wanted
too.
y'all
That
check.
was black
But-
men and black women.
But no,
Black men and black women did that.
Look. Hear my point. Hear my point out. Right. If a man comes to a woman and talking, bringing as you would say, OnlyFans to a woman, that man is disrespectful, and we as men should step to him just the same way as women should step to him and tell him that he's disrespectful, right? But when a woman, the first conversation out of their pocket is how much you make or what your bank account looks like, and the moment we put them in their place, we're sassy, we're spicy, we're saucy, we're emotional, we're all these things because we can. But women has the audacity they can shut a man down for being disrespectful, but a man cannot shut a woman down because then, oh my goodness, you sassier than a woman. I just came to you. So
And then it's funny, like she's laughing now. It's funny
because she knows it's true. Because she knows it's true.
It's not right. I'm seeing it, and I'm like, that's not fair.
Hold up, wait. I've been
Not
saying
fair.
that for the last hour that you women need to shut that nonsense
And
down.
I told you I do, and I say that's not all men. That's not sassy. I say that. You want me to at you? I'll at you.
Actually,
I'll at you. Next time I do it, I'm gonna at you.
who?
You, Roshan, so you can see me shut it down.
Right. We have to get into this mindset of protecting each other. And what's wrong is wrong. If the same way that a woman is out here trying to exploit a man for what's in his wallet is wrong, is the same way that a man is out here trying to exploit a woman for what's in her underwear.
Derek, I led with that by saying men are watching, and they watch.
I did not come out here to be harassed. Tell Thomas I said leave me alone.
So
I led with that saying that men are watching.
Mhm.
Men see these posts. Men see the likes. They see the comments.
and
Now
I
you need
think-
to shut down. Once you shut it down, now we're seeing a difference of the two.
I'm about to make my page private. Because I'm
I
sorry.
said that a million times.
all right, but do I have to in order for me to check somebody, do I have to check them publicly?
No, we're talking about protecting men, protecting women. When we're talking about it in public, when we're
know
talking
what you're talking about, but my question is, do I have to correct someone publicly or can I correct them privately? Does that
You're
mean
the
because
first person that I know.
Privately, I'm not protecting the black man because I didn't do it out in public for other
You're-
people to comment upon?
Okay, now you one that I know that if any disrespect come to you, you gonna match them. You gonna meet them where they at.
Yep. It won't be
You gonna
private.
meet them where they at. But when it come to men, now we going in the back.
Private. What I do privately ain't got nothing to do with
No,
public.
what I'm saying is, if me and you somewhere and somebody smack me in my face, I'm looking at you to snatch that person up right there, not
Oh,
walk
no.
them.
Oh,
No,
I
no.
expect both of these women in both these boxes.
So therefore, as my cousin, you my family. So if somebody
Yeah.
come up to you and smack you in your face, you damn
Get
right
it.
I'm a smack, I'm a
Get the
drag
metaphor.
their ass.
It's metaphoric. It's metaphoric. It's metaphoric. The same way. If there's a post and I'm on a post and I just share my opinion and somebody come at me and be like, "Yo, you sassy," or whatever. You're not gonna say nothing.
You sassy?
They ain't gonna call you sassy,
Oh, because I'm like a troublemaker, but sassy.
but you ain't gonna address that.
I will say something.
That's my point. That's it. That's it.
I
But
mean,
that's
it
a part-
depends.
That's like if somebody disrespecting you. First thing I'm gonna say to him, like, "Yo, my man, stand down. I'm gonna meet you where you at. We ain't gonna play them games."
I don't think everything is
Yeah, because that's what he want.
That's
Crowd.
why
Like,
I'm
now he's
not
gonna
talking
have us slapping people. That's
We're not talking about
They call me
everything. We
sassy.
talking
He want us to start flipping tables over.
No, I'm talking about disrespect, meeting disrespect.
No,
Where
I
I understand. No, I do understand what you're saying. I have had, and I'm just saying, I've seen people be disrespectful on posts. I've seen people put certain things out on social media that from people that I personally know, and I don't really comment. But what I will do is I'll inbox you or I'll call you and I'll be like, this ain't your character. I think you need to take that down because that's not your character. That's not who you is.
I agree.
I will do that.
I agree.
I do, sometimes putting people out on blast causes a bigger issue than what it needs to be.
And I think that's part of protecting.
Like, yo, that shit ain't cool. Take it down.
Because I'm a firm believer.
The black man and the black
somebody
woman.
disrespecting you, or I saw somebody disrespecting Derek, or any man or any black man that I know, I am gonna check your ass. And if I don't know you and I see something that I may disagree with, I may put something on a page, but it's not gonna be in a
It ain't gotta be. It ain't gotta be
toxic way.
It ain't gotta be that way. Just address
with somebody on social media. I definitely ain't gonna start an argument with a person that I don't even know. That you live in a whole nother state and I can't come knock on your damn door. So we not gonna do that.
I think I had a conversation with you a little while ago of some people that I had to get off of my page, right? I called you personally because one person had came at me sideways and the other person keyed and laughed at it and this, that, and the third. And the one thing that I said was, yes, I'm a popular person. I'm a known person. I'm a target, right? For some people, right? So if this person is my people, why incite something to allow somebody else to come behind you to disrespect me even further?
I agree.
So I was looking for that person to shut it down. So it was her post. So what I did was I spoke my piece and I deleted the two of them. That's why I said before Derek came on here, sometimes it ain't a comment, it may be a like.
Yeah, I agree, because now you're playing in my face. Yeah.
Miss Andrea is Miss Andrea. If you're bashing and bashing and bashing, and I see you like something, or now somebody come behind and disrespect me, and you like it, or you laugh at it, or you come behind it like ha ha ha, yeah, girl, that's a guess, whatever the case may be, that's not protecting me.
I agree.
And I see you liking those posts. I see you liking those Miss Andrews posts. I see you liking those disrespectful posts. So is that somebody that I want to, interact with? No, if that's how I see, if it's, and like I said in the beginning, if it's habitual, if you have a history of disrespect, that's not somebody I'm going to want to deal with. And that's the same way that jobs do. That's the same way that men and women do. That's the same way that nosy people, when they scoping on people's pages, you know how it is when somebody blocks somebody, they call their homeboy or their homegirl and say, hey, go on this page and see what's said about this and what's said about that. Like, people do that.
I have no idea.
No, I agree. People like to play in your face and act like it's a joke. It's not cool. And I'm not one of that. I tell people that all the time. You safer playing outside in the street on a busy highway than playing.
You better believe. You best to believe that people are looking at habitual behavior, and they, like Derek said, they're doing their research because they want to know, is this somebody that I want to deal with? Like, how is that? How is they family? I see them in a party every other day, every weekend, but I don't see no pictures of them and their kids. I mean, the same as with men. You see, you go on my page, you see my family, you see my children, you see the graduations.
For me, anything that got to do really with social media, I really don't care about.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't care about
it. And I get it.
Yeah, because it could be, you probably do see me out partying and stuff, and you probably don't see my kids. Why? Because I may be that parent who don't want my kids on social media, so I'm not gonna post my children on social media. Sometimes you got to get some context behind why some people do the things that they do, because it's so much shit going on out here. You can't just be throwing your kids out there on social media, because it's easy to copy, paste, screenshot, and then you could, now with AI, you could do whatever you want to do with pictures. So that could be a reason.
The same way if you want to call partying all the time, people can take that the wrong way.
Exactly. Because I could have worked 10 days straight, and this is my first day off. And if my girls call me and say, yo, you want to go out and have a drink, I'm going. I need some relaxation.
Social media. If you ain't a social media person, don't be a social media person. I shouldn't see your boobies out.
Why you keep talking about boobies?
You shouldn't see people boobies. Just like we should. I mean, it goes both ways.
Right. Like so we social media for certain things.
Like, see men
I'm with you.
With their
your
great
algorithm got nothing but boobs.
Nobody cares how big it is. I don't care how big it is.
Boobs in good trouble.
That's your whole algorithm. That's all you're seeing is titties.
Boobs in good trouble crew. That's it.
Stop playing with me.
There's a lot of things on social media that a lot of us don't like to see. But for me, I control what I see on my page. If I don't like it, I don't want to see it.
I curate my page.
That want to keep putting on your gray shorts to show your hip and your shorts, you no longer can be on my page, because that's not something that I want to see.
No.
But if you're talking about something, if you promoting something and so forth, then yeah, I want to see that type of stuff, because I don't want that stuff to overshadow the stuff that I need to be seeing.
Like what?
So it's all about what you want to do. What?
Hey, everybody ain't social media savvy like you. I mean, everybody.
Well, if your ass gonna be on social media, get social media savvy.
Exactly.
I just
It's
like
just simple. I'm quick
trust me.
with the block.
I got the business page. I got the business page.
Nothing for me.
I got the business page and a regular page. You get some people like my dad. He got 19 pages because he keep forgetting his password. You got some people that just they're not as good as you. Like it's but you got.
I'm just saying. But I mean, to me, everybody got to be somewhere, some type of savvy if you're posting on social media.
Well, you got to be smart. You got to be smart enough.
Just like you choose to put what you choose to put on your page, I choose to put. Yes, I did, Miss Jackie. I said the sweatpants.
You put on your page.
Kamisha chooses what she wants to put on her page. I choose what I want to put on my page.
My page is purposely curated to what I want people to know. And it should, if you're interested in me, what you see should draw interest to want to get to know me.
I agree.
You're not seeing boobs on my page.
Well, you see that mouth.
I don't want nobody to get to know me on social media. I want you to think exactly whatever you for. That's what you
exactly.
Whatever you see is so if I got 4 different moods on my page, then guess what? I'm bipolar. I'm not for you.
I mean, I think at the core of it, I think when you want to get to know, that's the intimate part of it. Get to know me. Social media, you're not going to know who I am from social media. You might know some of me, but that is not the full strength of you get a part of an idea. You don't get the full. I think my sister wrote, you get a peephole view. It's not the view.
You pique my interest. That's what make me want to go, hey, you know what? You know, we want to go out for a drink or whatever. If I'm seeing like I said, those women with their boobs out and this, that, and the third, that's not somebody that I want to introduce myself to. I'm not looking for that.
You know what?
But I am gonna say this. I'm gonna let Derek finish his thought, and then after that, because we've been out here for damn near 2 hours.
But we kept the people on. We kept the people on.
This is good. I've been watching y'all for years, and this is my first time on, so I really enjoy it.
Spoke to you a little while ago,
but
shut up.
Kamisha can attest to this, right? Because we were raised the same, right? Back in the day when buffets were really popular, Shawnee's, Sizzlers, all those places, right?
Come on now.
When you went to the
Golden Corral, please, Golden Corral.
The Golden Corral, that's still around. But I'm talking about when.
No, we're talking about beginning. Sizzler,
talking about when these places were.
That was a ploy because I got part ownership in one.
Right.
We know.
When this ideal first came out, people would Ponderosa, Ponderosa. These places, you would walk into the place. You would walk in. You would go look at how the food looked before you actually went back and paid for it. So when we talk about the peephole view, a lot of times the peephole view is all we need to know if it's worth our money, if it's worth our time. That peephole view, you walked into that place, you went to see what was on the offerings. Did it smell good to you? Did it appeal to what you wanted? And as a result, you went back online and you paid the $6 for breakfast.
That was what a good old days.
Right, you paid that, and you sat down and you ate. Now, sometimes once in the blue, you would sit down and the food be nasty.
Terrible.
But it looked good to you. It looked good to you when you took the peep eye view. You took that peep. It looked good. You paid for it. You sat down, and then you realized that it wasn't as good as it was appealing to your eye. I got to know the food. When I realized I got to know the food, I didn't want the food anymore, and I didn't go back there.
Exactly.
The people we talk about, the people may not be the full person or getting to know the full person, but it's enough to know if I want to sit down and try to get to know. And if I don't want to get to know, then I easily count and chalk it up to a memory, chalk it up to experience, and I don't go back again.
Don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you.
Boom.
Don't.
Okay.
That's it. And that's simple. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
It is what it is, and it do what it do.
Wait, don't bring your OnlyFans over here.
It don't have to be. It's just a very simple thing. If you like me, you like me. We get to know each other. If we make it, we make it. If we don't, deuces.
No love
That's
lost.
it. Ain't no love lost. That's it. Why I gotta be so complicated?
Because you got your boobies out.
I can have them on if I want.
Next time I see you, I want you to open up your social media so I can see what your algorithm look like.
You ain't allowed to look at my phone.
Yeah, I bet. We're out here with your OnlyFans and titty pics.
All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody for joining. Candid Conversations tonight. It was a great topic. Thank you, Kamisha, so very much for joining us. Thank you for the topic idea. We appreciate you so much. Do not be a stranger to the show. Whenever you want to come on, call me, inbox me, whatever.
I am. And you've asked me a few times, and I told this is something different than this, but I enjoy it because I usually be on here like this. Kara, you see my post? You see? But today was
beautiful. I try to see what everybody be typing. But we do thank everybody for coming on. Kamisha, don't be a stranger to the show. Whenever you want to come on, just let me know, and you're more than welcome to return for another conversation. Man.
I am. Thank you so much.
And then and even if we need a little pop-up guest co-host, I'm gonna call you.
Come on. Thank you.
I like the banter.
You see me being soft, shiny. Thank you.
Too late. We're ready.
I'm done.
You know when you go to bodegas and there's people that be stealing and they be like watch this person. You're already on the wall.
I cannot see. You're trying to deter me from coming back, but I'm gonna come back.
I think come back. Don't pay them no more.
I would say, Derek, you were really good today. For you, Sean.
But I will say this is my good night, last words of wisdom when it comes to this topic. Get to know people. That's it. Just get to know who you're dealing with, and you'll have less problems. Yeah, I think people make things too difficult, or they want to make things difficult, and it's really not that hard.
Yeah.
So get to know people before you decide that you want to get in bed with them or you want to be in a relationship with them. Get to know who you're dealing with. That's all I got to say. Kamisha, do you have any last words before we depart?
Yep. Get to know them, get married, then have sex.
All right now. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Get to know them, get married, and then have sex.
From the dawn of time.
No, I mean, just, intimacy is very important. And I think if we start there, the sex is the cherry on top. So start with the layers and then get to that part.
And this is Mrs. Carla's last thing she's going to say before we depart is, how about show yourself from the door? Hallelujah, Carla.
And then because as soon as a man show himself from the door, so then y'all like, ew, I can't believe he revealed himself to me. Ew,
that's too much of him.
He's sensitive.
He's too sassy for me.
What is the other one? What's the other one? He a simp.
All right, Jackie Love.
Nope. They showing too much of themselves already. Nope.
She said
It could all be
she
so
sent the
simple.
song.
That is true, but you rather make it hard.
Because loving you is like a battle, and we both end
We
up.
both end up with scars.
Come on, somebody, touch your neighbor.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Derek, what's your last departing words?
A quickening.
Show, as I said, show up as your best. Show up as your best representative. If your best representative pulls out of somebody else's negativity, you need to move on.
I agree.
I
That's
agree.
good, Derek. That's good.
And Sean, what is your last quotation of the night?
Before my last quotation, I will say
Don't provoke me to anger.
before you want to show the best representation of yourself all the time. So before you take your behind out in 90-degree weather at a festival with a bunch of men there with some little booty shorts on, oiled all up, you can't be surprised if you get a bunch of heathens on a Sunday after church talking about they want to lick your chocolate.
I'm glad I ain't have no booty shorts on.
It's your fault.
Didn't either, 'cause
I'm
I-
glad you
And this
talking
is
about me.
Thomas's last comment of the night. Thomas
No,
says,
don't.
touch your neighbor seductively.
Lord
Good
Jesus.
Let's get back to family.
Let me pray up. This is for you, Thomas.
Let's get
Let's
to
get back
family.
to family.
Thomas,
We
I
out.
want to say
Yeah.
something to you. When I see you in real life, it's gonna be me and you, bro. You're gonna need protection.
Thank you,
I'm
Kira. Get him. Get him, Kira.
Good night. Y'all
Good
have
night,
a good night.
everyone.
See y'all next Tuesday, same time, same place. Peace, love, and blessings.